Hey, what up everyone? Guess what? Today is painting day. I'm gonna go inside this mobile home and I'm gonna paint it. Not the outside. Outside is vinyl. So we don't paint vinyl. Let's look. Plastic. We don't paint plastic. But if you look up, back sieve is white and clean. There's a reason for that. I painted that all by myself. But before we go inside and talk about painting, I want to sort of tell you about this journey. If you look at the videos that I posted before, this has made some progress, right? And I've learned a lot of things on the way. One of the things I've learned is that, I'm bound to make some mistakes. Some of the things I've learned because I've taken on this challenge. This project is going well, but there are some things that I've learned that I want to share with you. So, 5 things that you need to look for. There are some things that you need to look out for when you take on a project that you're going to remodel a house. Okay? The first thing you want to look at is the roof. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to have an up close look at the roof. So we're going to count to 3 and say kaboom and go on the roof. 1, 2, 3, kaboom! Yeah, that's how we do it. Right on top of the roof. Good. I need to be careful. I don't want anything to happen to this phone. So let's be careful. So look, if you get close look at the roof, you'll notice, let's go right here where you can get a better view. There's no shadow blocking us. But if you look carefully, these are not coming up. I would have to literally pull them up to bring it up. This is what you call a vinyl roof. Most roofs in America are made from either wood or plastic, vinyl. And I brought you up here because I want you to have a close look at the roof. But you don't need to do that. The truth is, you don't need to go on top of your roof to see if it's a good roof or not. Because once you know what to look for, you just need to stay down and look up on the roof. Once you see these tiles lifting up or turning over, you know that the roof needs to be replaced. Okay? So that will give you a view. But there are some other mobile homes around, as you can see. Okay? So we're going to go back down and then we're going to look at some of the other things you should look for. So you must look at your roof, because your roof is one of your major costs if you have to refurbish. A roof like this could cost between $5,000 to $7,000 depending who's doing the work and the type of roof you're putting on. So that's very important. One of the mistakes I think a lot of people make when they're refurbishing a property, especially because they know it might be a rental property, is the flooring. Don't put cheap flooring in. That's a big mistake a lot of people make. Just because it's a rental property, you want to make sure that it lasts long, but you want to make sure that also the place looks sophisticated, because you want to attract the best possible tenant that you can attract. Okay? So there is something that I totally overlooked. So for instance, when I was inspecting the property to buy it, the truth is, when you buy a property from foreclosure, you can't see the property prior to bidding. So you buy it, but afterwards I got a chance to look and I had a budget, and there are some things I didn't budget for. So another tip is to make certain that your budget is, you have more money than you actually budget for. So for instance, you must check plumbing. See if water is in the pipes. Check underneath cupboards to see if there's any leakage. Check all those things everywhere. You must do that. Okay? Notice also in the kitchen, this is tile. In the bathroom and in the kitchen, these areas have tiles, while the other areas have vinyl. Okay? But I was saying, the thing that I overlooked is this right here, the HVAC system. So the HVAC system, heating and air, even though this was right in front of my face, I totally overlooked the fact that, you know what, I need to make certain. I overlooked this. This shows my inexperience in this area. And I asked the guy to come and give me a quote on how much it would take to repair it. He says that it can't be repaired. And so replacing the entire system would cost $13,000. Well beyond the budget that I planned for. So obviously I got a second and a third opinion. And some other guy will do it for far less than that, and you will do a job of repairing the HVAC system. Bear in mind that this is South Carolina. It doesn't get freezing cold like New York, except on the rare occasions where it snows. And it doesn't get furnace hot like Florida. But it is uncomfortable. You wouldn't be able to live in here in the summer without AC, and you wouldn't be able to live in here in the winter without AC, without the heating. As you can see, I am actually sweating because I was outside and inside is pretty hot. And of course there's the ceiling fan, but that wouldn't be enough. Again, if I look down into the HVAC system, if I was careful, I would have seen this. It's not totally destroyed. So make sure if you're going to refurbish a place, check out the HVAC system as well. Okay, right. So I said that today is painting day, but before I do that, cupboards. Pay attention to cupboards as well. The cupboard, will you need to replace it, or does it need just cleaning and wiping down? Okay, pay attention to cupboards, because those are pretty expensive. Okay. Doors. So these doors are good. They just need to be hanged. So you need to check your doors as well. Some of these doors are pretty cheap, and so they just need to be slammed a few times and then they're broken. But you can decide to put in really good doors so that you don't have to replace certain things. Okay? One of the things you want to do with rental properties as well is don't wait until things are absolutely destroyed before you replace anything. For instance, this board right here, if you look closely, it needs replacing. It's a it might not be a 2x4, it might be a 1x7, okay, but it needs to be replaced before it deteriorates. So I need to do that. By the way, Lucy's trying to get some attention. Lucy, come here. Lucy. Aww. Aww. She was in the grass, so she's pretty wet. Alright, alright, alright. She's with me today. I'm going to give her a paintbrush so she can do her part of the job. Okay? So, as you can see, I'm prepared and I'm ready. This is a 5-gallon bucket of paint. This should be able to do the entire house, I think. But I've got some extra paint from previous job. Don't want to sound like I'm a professional. I'm really an amateur doing this. And that's why I want to take some people on the journey. So if you look at this, you can also tell by these paint signs that, you know what, this is mine. This is not dirt, this is experience. So this is, previously I painted a condo. I painted a condo of mine that's 1,200 square feet approximately. This mobile home is 1,500 square feet. So this is bigger, but because I've done it before, I don't feel terribly intimidated by a paint job. And you know what? I probably could ask somebody or pay somebody to do it. but I can put in the sweat equity. That's what we call it in real estate. Put in the sweat equity and save some money, especially since I didn't, the HVAC system that I will need to replace or get fixed. So this place is coming on nicely and slowly. Talking about slowly, I want to tell you guys a quick story. When I was about 10, 9, 8, whatever, and I used to walk home from school in Jamaica, I used to walk past this man who was a farmer named Mr. Walker. Real story. Mr. Walker had many children and a wife, but he was also a carpenter. He builds houses, and he was building this massive house. When I say massive, looking back, it probably was 3,000, 3,500 square feet. And for years, I would walk past and think he will never get finished. Because I know that, you know, I could look and tell that they weren't a rich family. They pretty much did their farming and lived off the farm, and he did some work. But slowly but surely, he completed that project. And if you pass that house today, it's a beautiful, nice, big house. I'm not even sure if he's alive. But when he passes on, he would have left a legacy for his wife and children. So even if you have to do a project slowly, get it done. So I'm happy that I had that experience seeing somebody. And it took about 10 years to finish that house. That is not to say I'm going to take forever to do this. I want to do this and learn it quickly and scale up. I want to have many of these houses, and I want to take you on the journey. And that's why I'm going to ask you to like the video, to subscribe, because over the years I want you to watch my development. I want you to, you know, make comments. If, for instance, you're watching this and you're a professional, I would appreciate you going into the description section, go into the description area and make some comments. What are some of the other things that when you're refurbishing a place you should look out for? I know that there are many other things that I need to learn, and there are many other things that I could talk about in terms of what you should look out for as it relates to refurbishing or remodeling a home, right? I'm gonna take it out now, guys. So, kaboom! See you some other time.